Hello, it's day 5 of our stay here in Sharm El-Sheikh, and we've moved on to our 4th resort, which is this one behind me. It's the 4-star Ghazala Gardens. Now, it's part of I'd say a double resort, because there is the Ghazala beach across the road, which you can use either facilities on either side. But we are staying for the one night in this one behind us, the Ghazala Gardens, and we're on the ground level in room 1411. Now, it's a standard room, all inclusive again. Let's check out this resort. Check in with this one, dead easy, passport, quick signature and your home address. I booked and paid online for this one. Now I have, again, to keep the price down, the problem with this one was early in the week when I was looking at this hotel for, say, the Monday through to the Thursday, it was only coming up at round about 60 quid for 2 people, all inclusive. Now this is the Friday going into the Saturday, and the prices for the weekend, it doesn't matter what resort you're in, the prices will go up at the weekend. So this has jumped up quite a bit, so I still only kept this booking as a standard room, just a standard room with a balcony, all inclusive for 2 people. I will tell you what I've paid for this later on in the video. As I said, it's the Friday going into the Saturday and the prices have changed. On the ground level, overlooking one of the pools in room 1411. Let's have a look around. First impression of the room. This is called the Ghazala Gardens. There is the Ghazala beach across the road, which is the sister hotel of this. It's part of one complex. Now the one across the road leads onto the beach. This is the gardens, so you can see more greenery within the grounds of this straight away. And it gives you that, I don't know, that sort of tropical feel, but it does look dated. It is a standard room, but it does look dated to me. So you don't have to worry about the card slot for your electricity. That's the ensuite. I'll do that in a second. And you just come straight into the room. It does look a bit tired. Looks okay. The floor itself, you can see where I've walked on it, because when I arrived, they did say, and I say, the room was actually being cleaned, and the floor itself is still a little bit damp. Looks okay. The problem with this is the aircon at the moment is lovely and cold, and I just had a quick look out on the balcony, and as soon as I open that door, the heat hits you. It's 41 degrees at the present moment. So this aircon is a godsend. It's lovely and cold. So as you come into the room, you do have your case stand. You've got this little bit of a desk. As I said, it looks a bit tired in parts. A selection of, well, there's only a couple of coffees and tea bags. I think they put the amount in for the length of stay that you're staying here. I've noticed that in the other hotels they only put a couple of coffees, because we're only staying the one night. That looks okay. You've got this mirror, medium-sized TV, and then we do have, I think this is meant to be some sort of computer stand with the swivel top. Got a little mini fridge. Now, one thing I have noticed in this room, there is no complimentary water within the room. I will ask at the reception whether we can have some water. Not sure with it being all inclusive, is it a case of you just go to the bar, because there are bars scattered various parts around the actual complex. But the fact that they give you the tea and coffee, I should imagine, I think the cleaner probably hasn't put the water in yet, because it's only just been done, the room. Got this little bit of a couch, then this little, I don't know, another little bit of a table with a chair. Now I did ask for a twin room with this one, and I've got a twin room. Looks okay. As I said, it just looks a bit dated to me. 2 single beds together with your bedside tables. You've just got your wall lights. There are no reading lights, and I can't see any power points either side of the bed. I can't see any at all. I can see one in the corner by the table over there, and I don't even know if there's any round here. I don't even know where you plug the kettle into. There's got to be a power point because the television's plugged in and the fridge is. I gather it's probably behind there. Yes, I can only see the what. Oh no, hang on, there's another power point over there as well. You can tell it's dated because it needs an upgrade because of the power points. It's ridiculous. There's hardly anywhere to plug anything in. I'll do the bed in a second. Got this quite a good size wardrobe. Quite a few hangers, plenty of hangers. I don't think we're going to need the extra quilt. And we do have a safe as well. Yeah, it looks like a free safe because the instructions are on top and some shelving space. As I said, it does look dated. It's given me that feel of Thailand when I stayed in Thailand in some of the hotels that were basically within. When I stayed in Ao Nang, I stayed in like a jungle. It's given me that feel because there's a lot of greenery going on. It just needs a little bit of an upgrade. Right, as you can see from the sheets, they look nice and clean. No, again, it seems to be a thing here in Egypt. There doesn't seem to be any pillow protectors at all, not in any of the hotels so far. And we've got the bottom sheet. That looks okay. Do we have a mattress protector? Yes, we do. And that looks okay as well. Yes, that's nice and clean. So the room itself is clean. It's just, as I keep saying, I've said it several times so far, it just gives me that dated feel. As I said, we have a pool view of one of the pools. I've just been told, I think there's 5 pools over here on this side alone. There's 3 not far from where we are here. There's one on the entrance, which is like a very shallow pool as you first come into the hotel. And I believe right at the back, which we'll have a look a little bit later on, there's a heated pool. I don't really think we need a heated pool in 41 degrees. But we are on the ground level overlooking one of the pools. Got your table and a couple of chairs. The only problem with this is the fact that you're actually looking straight out at people sunbathing. You can hear the call to prayer going on in the background, but not a bad sized balcony. And that is the view. That's quite a nice view. Again, looking at this ensuite, very dated. Your sink, you do have the hairdryer, a large, let's put the lights on, let's see if we get these lights on, there we go. You do have this large mirror, some hand soap, towels. Obviously this is part of the Red Sea hotels because there's Red Sea on everything at the signs. That looks okay. Everything looks very dated. Even the bath has had a paint job done on the bath. A bad paint job. If you look carefully, look. Got your handheld, you have some shampoo and some shower gel. It looks okay. Now, I'll be honest with you, I've travelled all around the world and I have stayed in some places a lot worse than this. I'll state it one more time, then I'm going to leave it at that. I think it just needs It needs ripping out, to be honest with you, and redone again. It's very dated. I don't know when this hotel was built, but you can just see the wear and tear now, especially the paint of the bath with a bit of gloss. It just needs a complete revamp. But we're only staying for the one night, and again, to keep the price down, as I said, it's a standard room. Now the actual grounds themselves, they look absolutely beautiful. Now we were told on reception that the lunch is served at 12:30. Let me just check the times. We did check in at 12 o'clock, and the lunch is served now from 12:30 until 2:30, and it's now coming up to 1 o'clock. So let's go for lunch. Good morning from the 4-star Ghazala Gardens here in Sharm El-Sheikh. What do I think of this place? It's another mixed bag on this one. Let's start with I'll start with the cons on this one. One, the room is very dated. Don't get me wrong, it does what it says on the tin. I did go for a basic standard room, and that's what I got. Comfortable bed, good night's sleep, the shower, plenty of hot water. It does exactly what you want. The TV, it's got English movies on one of the channels. Accessibility, it's on the level, it's the flat. There's ramps everywhere, and we're on the ground level, so we don't even have to mess with any steps at all, so you're just straight into the room. The room is quite big. As I say, the only thing I've got issue with the room is it's dated. The restaurant, the main restaurant itself, which is called the Fountains Restaurant, the food, you've got to realise you are in Egypt. The food isn't going to be the same as what it is back in the UK. You are coming away, you are eating different type of food, and with the temperature being 41 degrees, I'm not even eating that much at all. I've just been down for breakfast and all I had was a couple of boiled eggs. You just feel sickly with the heat. The food is very spicy. I've noticed there's a lot of food here. They serve a lot of salads on every meal, a lot of vegetables. Everything's sort of covered in cheese as well. Don't get me wrong, they've got your toast, your marmalades, they've got cereal in the restaurants. It's just that, this is coming on to day 6 now, and the heat is really getting to me at the moment, and I'm just not eating the food. But don't expect your traditional sausage, bacon, egg and stuff like that. You're not going to get that. We're now on this is the 4th hotel. The only one we've ever had bacon in was the very first one. The sausage is like chicken sausage. It's even the tomatoes, fried tomatoes, covered in cheese. So the food can be touch and go. Now, the pros for the hotel is it's a lovely reception area, a lovely lounge area, dead relaxing. The staff, from the moment we came into the place, right throughout all the bar service, the staff have been so friendly, so nice. They chat away to you. Staff are not a problem here, I tell you. Drinks are free flowing, completely on this side. Now, this is the issue I've got, because I'd say it's a complex. The Ghazala Gardens that we're staying in is one half of two halves. There is the Ghazala, trying to get me out around this, Ghazala Beach, which is across the road, which is like the sister half of this, but it leads onto the beach. Now, we did take a walk over to there yesterday. I think I'm in the better side. Walking into the complex of the Ghazala Beach, it looked like I was walking into a Pontons holiday camp. The way they lay out, everything looks like chalets. And then trying to get a drink off the bars, X amount of bars were charging, and we could only find one bar close to the beach. That was part of the all-inclusive, which seems really silly that you can only go to a particular bar just to get a drink if you're all-inclusive, or you have to pay at the other bars. Now, they're all on the same site, so it's a little bit confusing with that. But over here on the Ghazala Gardens, I'll get this right in a minute, on the Ghazala Gardens side where I'm staying, any bar just serves you a drink. Plus, this side, there is, I think they said 6 pools. It looks like a massive lagoon, but they're all cut into different areas with bridges going over. And there is a heated pool on this side, whereas on the other side, there was only one pool. But this has like a big lagoon, which I went in yesterday, which is really nice. And I took a walk up and looked at the heated pool at the back. I don't think you really need to go into a heated pool of 41 degrees. And On this side, they offer an a la carte menu in two of the restaurants. They have an Italian restaurant on this side, and they have a Mexican restaurant. And then they have the basic, which is called the Fountains restaurant, which is part of the all-inclusive. Now, with the a la carte restaurants, you have to book them 24 hours in advance. Now, with us only staying here for the one night, I tried to book it and it wouldn't allow me. But I did speak to the manager and he phoned through, and we managed to get into the Mexican a la carte restaurant last night. Whereas it's a menu service. And a portion of it, I'll put the menu up on the screen now, a portion of it is part of the all-inclusive. But there are certain dishes that you have to pay for as you get further down the menu. Obviously, the more ingredients, probably the seafood and stuff like that, you pay more for. But we just had the stuff that was included in the all-inclusive. Now, the other thing with the a la carte restaurants is that they do charge you for the drinks. But it was a bit of a change from the standard buffet-style restaurants, the Fountains restaurant. So that's worth doing if you're staying at this hotel. But you have to book it 24 hours in advance. On this side, there seems to be a lot of sunbeds scattered all around the lagoon, and there is, I'd class it as a beach part. There's sand even within the grounds, and you're walking from the sand straight into a part of the pool as well. So it's not a problem getting sunbeds, and it's huge this side. This side is massive. Personally, I'd go for the garden side as opposed to the beach. Now, internet. When we first came in, we got the internet code off the desk and it was fine. But then from yesterday afternoon onwards, we just could not get on to the Wi-Fi at the resort at all. It's just dead. But we do have our own eSIM. We have a Maya eSIM, MAYA eSIM, which I have used so many times now that I've actually put a link on my channel. It's the second link down. There's a buy me a coffee, and directly under that is the Maya link. Now, I've used this so many times, and I'll be honest with you, I've used it in Turkey, not a problem getting on the internet. It's an eSIM. You don't have to download anything. All you do is you just click on the QR code. You pick your package that you want, the amount of gig that you want for the amount of days that you want. You don't have to download an app or anything like that. You just go onto the link on my site and it'll take you through. You can see the prices for the countries or the places that you're staying in, and you just click on the gig that you want and you put in for how many days you want that gig for. Like we've put in for this one, it cost us for 10 gig for 10 days. It costs £20, just over £20 for 10 gig. Whereas if you're using your data when it's not roaming, because your roaming data will not cover Egypt, it didn't cover Marrakesh either, and it didn't cover Antalya. So thank God I had the Maya eSIM. As I said, you don't download anything. All you do is you pick the plan that you want, you pay for the plan that you want, and then it sends you a QR code. And you don't have to worry about activating it when you get to the resort. You can activate it straight away. It won't kick in until you land in the country that you've chosen. That's how easy it is. But just give it a go. Even if you're going to Spain, I think the Spanish ones only worked out like £3 or £4 for so many gig. As I say, the link is on my channel. It's the second link down, Maya eSIM. Give it a go, couple of quid, that's all it is. But it's worked in, as I say, it's worked in Turkey, not a problem. I mean, really working. It doesn't cut out or anything. It's worked in Marrakesh, and it's worked in Egypt. I know a lot of people have Roman data. I have Roman data, but certain countries throughout the world, the USA is another one. But the plans are, I think it's 200 and something countries in the world they cover. Give it a go anyhow. But the internet here is crap. Absolutely crap. Now, one thing I will say is we are now on our 5th, going into our 6th day now. And Tutankhamun's revenge has eventually got us. You do end up with an upset stomach, so make sure you do bring your sachets with you to sort of like put in your vitamins and everything into your body, and of course bring some sort of Imodium. It's guaranteed in Egypt. You do get Egyptian belly. But it's a process, just let it go through 24 hours, something like that. It's the mixture of drinks and the change in temperatures, and plus the mozzie bites don't help and stuff like that. Right, the thing you do need to know why I paid for this room, which, as I said, with it going into the weekend, I tried to book the cheapest room I could find because the prices are going up. Now, for this room, for the one night, for single occupancy, in a standard room, I didn't know what I was getting. It doesn't say what view you get, but I've actually got a view of the pool. A standard twin room, all inclusive. So that is all your drinks, all your food, and even the a la carte, a portion of the a la carte, whether it's the Italian restaurant or the Mexican restaurant. You get a portion of that, and then you just have to pay for certain dishes, obviously. As I said before, the more ingredients and dishes, you pay a little bit of a top-up charge. I paid for single occupancy £87, all inclusive for the one night. Now, we're going from the 6th of June into the 7th of June, which is the weekend. So £87 for June, all inclusive. Now, this is the thing again. For 2 people staying in this standard room with all the food and all the drink, is only £104. So it works out £52 per person based on 2 sharing, or £87 based on 1. It is a lovely place. This is a nice place. The only thing I think lets it down is it needs TLC in the rooms. Bed, really good night's sleep. Everything's here that you need. It just looks like it hasn't been decorated, I'd say, for 20 years at least. Put down in the comments, what do you think of Egypt? Would you like to come to Sharm El-Sheikh? What parts of Egypt do you find the best to go to? Let me know if you ever had Egyptian belly. I'm going to move on now to my final accommodation, and I'm dropping another star. I was trying to give a variety of star ratings on this little bit of an excursion, and I'm dropping to a 3-star. Not 100% certain what we're going to get at the 3-star, but this takes us closer to the town, and it takes us closer to where all the amenities are. I mean, there's a Hard Rock Cafe around the corner from where we are, and there's supposed to be all kinds of markets and everything, whereas we've been a little bit sparse up this end going towards the airport regarding shop-wise. So we're actually going further into it now. 3-star hotel, if you want to know where that is, you'll have to wait and see. I'll catch you in that video. Don't forget to give this one a thumbs up. I don't know what's wrong with these teeth today. Give the video a thumbs up, a like, a share, of course, hit that notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll catch you in that next video. It's a 3-star hotel. I'm not 100% certain what to expect. See you in that video. And bye for now.